Hi guys, it's Tara and welcome back to my channel. What was this? Don't know. Go with it. It's cool. Hopefully my hair looks okay, because every time I feel like I film, I think my hair looks okay and then it ends up turning out to look really bad in editing. So I'll see how it goes. For today's video, I am doing a how to be a better you in 2020. I literally just forgot the title. Wow. This is actually my first ever video filmed in 2020, so woo! What was that? That was a really bad word. Oh my gosh, I need to stop right now. It's actually too late for this. So, welcome to 2020, even though it's February. It's great. Just let that sink in. I thought I'd do this video because I know that everybody's trying to have their New Year's resolutions and trying to, you know, change themselves or be a better version of themselves. And hold on. So I figured, why not just do a video on some tips and tricks, okay, on how to be a better you, some advice, some things of that sort. Disclaimer, because I feel like I have to put this out there. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a trained professional. I'm not a professional in any manner of professionalism. Professional, not me. This is all coming from experience. You know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not your therapist. I'm not Dr. Phil. I'm not Maury. I'm none of those, you know, goons. I'm Tara. If you guys see me looking down, it's because I've made some notes on my phone, because if you do not know me, I tend to just ramble on about a topic and I keep repeating the same thing, and I just do not want to do that today because SD card footage, no need, you know. Yeah, but before I really get into the advice, let me quickly say, if you're new here, subscribe. Why not? If you just like my personality, my vibe, you know, yeah, subscribe. There will be a button on the screen and it will be down below, and be sure to click that bell notification just so you are updated when I upload new videos. And also be sure to follow my social media, will be here on the screen. And now that's done, let's get started with the video. What are these claps? What are these? What am I doing? Like, who am I? Like, I'm clapping. Like, wow. I just clawed. Wow. I literally called, like, clicking. That's it, clicking. I call it clicking, clapping. Am I alright? Get it together, sis. Clapping, okay. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to be talking about, or advice, or whatever you want to call it, is fluff. Is what? Fluff, please. The first thing is for you to follow your intuition. And if you're not aware of what intuition is, let me just do like a little quick breakdown. Intuition is basically your gut feeling, the first feeling you get, your instinct, your, you know, intuition. So I know that a lot of people have a strong intuition. I am one of them. I have a strong intuition. Like, I don't know, like, I just get picked up in things really easy. Like, I don't know, just, you know, go with it. Yeah, people tend to doubt themselves and tend to feel and tend to like act in the opposite way of what their intuition is telling them, because they think they're wrong, or because they, you know, are doubtful. They're not, you know, trusting in their intuition. And I used to be one of those people, guys. I used to be that person. Literally, that was me. Definition. Think about it. Why would your intuition be placed there? Everything happens for a reason. I know there's people out there in the world who are like, no, it happens because it happens. No, everything happens for a reason. Everything does happen for a reason, and your intuition is there for a reason. Is not gonna lie to you. It will never lie to you. And for me, I have had situations in my life, multiple, countless times, where I've first followed my intuition and then like done something, and then I quickly changed my mind, literally at the last minute. And the first thing that I initially thought or came up with or did was the thing that I was actually meant to do, or, you know, follow it. Honestly, your intuition will never doubt you. It will never stray you away. It will never make you be like, you know, like, literally just follow your intuition. follow it. The next thing is to believe in yourself, and I know it's a cliche. I know everyone was like, guys, just believe in yourself. Like, have faith, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Oh god, I'm that person. But it's true. Believe in yourself, because first of all, if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you? It gets to a point where certain people in your life can't keep telling you, you're this, you're that, and you not believing that. Like, it's going to get exhausting. Like, I think part of believing in yourself is not putting yourself down, and I know that a lot of people do this. But yeah, and another thing I have to say, part of believing in yourself is don't let your past define you, because I know that some people in the world have had really, let me just say, past, like in terms of relationships, in terms of family, in terms of situations, all of that stuff, and they tend to let it define who they are and who they want to be. And honestly, you should not do that, because there are times where, like, I look back on certain parts of my life and I'm like, oh damn, like, that was, do you know what I mean? And I think when you talk about it so much, when you keep bringing it up, it gets to a point where you're like, you know what, that happened, but that's the past. I'm not going to let it define my present or my future. So believe in yourself, guys, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will believe in you. The next point is number 3, and it is to release negativity and anything that no longer serves you. And oh, this is such a big thing. Like, I know everyone was like, 2020, I'm releasing negative, but like, honestly, you need to cut them out, like, right now. Like, if they're not cut out now, cut them out. Like, if you're watching this video and literally as soon as I say negative people, the people that come into your mind, cut them out. It sounds really bad, but you need to cut them out, because literally, if you are consciously aware that somebody is negative, someone does not have your best interest at heart, someone is bringing you down, they're keeping you left behind, cut them out. Like, it's not going to make your life better. You're literally going to be kept behind, and you're going to be sitting there wondering, why is my life not progressing? Because of those negative people surrounding themselves around you, keeping you down, putting their negative vibrations, their negative energy on you. Well, this video really turned it into something else, but yeah, like, honestly, cut them out, because it sounds mean. You just need to do it. Because I know there's some people in the world who have negative family members, negative friends, negative anything, situations. Just cut it out. Because for me personally, I'm not gonna lie, in the past I would not have said this, but you know what, it's 2020 baby, I don't care. I have certain family members who are negative, who are so like malicious, so like, you know, they're just not good people, and they make it out as if they're good people and they're actually not. I'm spilling some real tea right now, I don't even care. It's true. They're not the best people, and they make it out as if they are. And if, like, for me, I'm consciously aware they're not good people. Cut them out. It sounds like, wow, family, oh, that's so sad. It gets to a point where you give people so many chances. It doesn't matter if they're family, friends, dog, cat, whoever. Like, if they're negative, if they haven't got your best interest at heart, if they keep bringing you down, if they keep you stuck in that same continuous cycle of negativity, of, like, you know, just bad, cut them out, because it's not going to be the best thing for you. It really, really isn't. And this is coming from someone who has not talked to family members because they're negative. It sounds really, really bad, and I know I'm spilling some real tea here on the interwebs. I don't even care. If they're watching this, hi. I don't care. How am I going to edit this? Oh shoot. Oh, I feel like my mom's going to be angry at me. Oh god. Mum, if you're watching this, don't be angry. Oh my god, what am I doing? Wow, okay. You know what? No. See, this is part of the doubting. You know, this is part of the doubting. You see how I just literally had like a little momentary lapse there, and I felt like as if it was bad me saying that. You know what? It's the truth. I cut them out. Done. Because they're negative. It sounds really bad, but literally, like, who and what you surround yourself around or with becomes you. And it sounds like, really, like, what? I have my own mind. Yeah, you may have your own mind, but if you're constantly surrounded by negative people, negative energy, and then putting their negativity towards you, that is literally going to reflect your attitude, your life, your thoughts, everything. And it sounds like, I know some people out there are like, oh, this is mumbo jumbo. Okay, that's your business. But it actually is true. Like, it honestly is so true. This is coming from literally experience for years. And I wouldn't say this if it's not true, because honestly, like, releasing all of that, releasing friendships that are toxic, releasing people that are toxic, regardless of their friends or family, anything. I know it's harder to say than do, especially if you're still in that situation with them, but like, try to what's the word, drift yourself, drift, let's go with drift. I try to like drift yourself away from all of that, because literally, if it gets to the point when it's like June and you're still surrounded by these people, like, you literally, not wasted, but like, you would have had 6 months of negativity. That's a long time. This kind of ties into your intuition, because your intuition will be the first thing that will tell you, cut this person out. You need to drift yourself away from them. You need to kind of pull yourself away. That's the word I was looking for. Pull yourself away. Like I said before, I'm not a therapist. I'm just coming from experience. So it sounds like I've really been hurt. I have not. It's just, yeah, I really sound like I'm just really traumatic. The next point is number 4, which is do things that please yourself and not others. And I feel like, 1 second. Hello? Hi mum, I'm filming right now. Sorry about that, my mum just called me. I literally just forgot what I was talking about. People pleasing, yes. Don't be a people pleaser, because this is literally coming from a person who used to do this, and I used to do unintentionally, actually. It was a thing where I was like, I used to do things or say things or like whatever just to make people happy. Like, maybe I would eat a certain food that I didn't want to eat, which I think that everyone does, because, you know, whatever. But sometimes it would get to a point where it's like, because I know some parents out there, they really push onto their children about like studying law or like doctoring. Doctoring, is that a thing? Medicine, you know, those subjects. And I think there's some people out there who want to do it, and that's good for you if you're following your heart. But it's some people who don't want to do it, and they're being pushed towards doing stuff that they want to do with subjects that they don't want to do. Because especially in uni, because I know that there's some people in uni who, they probably started out their uni first year doing something that they didn't want to do, and it ended up changing mid-year and had to repeat a year, stuff like that. That's not me, but you know, there's people out there like that. I think it's good that people realize when they're doing something that they don't want to do or they're not following their heart. And I think people have to really speak up and use their voice and just say like, no, I'm not going to do it all because you want me to do it. I'm not going to do this or say this all because you want me to. Because in the end, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be basically just living a life that you don't actually want to live. You're going to be living somebody else's life that they basically strategically plan for you. Like, no, it's 2020. Like, stop that. Cut it out. No. What else? And like, again, when it comes to people pleasing and not doing it, I know it's more easier to say than do. I know someone could have said, oh, just don't do it. But it's like, think about it. If you're going to keep saying, okay, soon I'm going to change, I'm going to fix, you're going to keep prolonging it, and then it would have come like 10 or 15 years and you're like, oh shoot, I haven't done it yet. Like, don't prolong it. Why not start now? Do you know what I mean? It's a new decade. Start now, so you can live your how many other decades and be like, you know what? That decade, 2020, would start something new. Well, I'm really cool in High School Musical right now. Really inspirational. The next one is to be confident, and I know people are gonna say, be confident, exude confidence, be confident. Like, and it's not really easy if you're naturally really shy. And trust me, again, I'm with you. Like, I'm actually like a really quiet, shy person, but if you know me, like once I get to know you and I kind of come out of my shell, that's when you'll see like me more open. But if I don't know you, if I'm not really like comfortable with you, I basically like to keep myself to myself. I keep my business to my business, you know, to myself. I'm not all out there. Like, no, I'm really, do you know what I mean? So this is coming from someone who used to be really low confidence, like really low. Like, trust me, it was bad. Second year of uni was when I kind of got a lot more confident, and third year, more confident kind of thing. I think when you're more confident, you feel more yourself kind of thing, and you feel more happier as well. A lot of people want to be confident, but they don't want to be perceived as cocky. And there's a really fine line between cockiness and confidence. And I think some people don't want to be perceived as having crossed that line kind of thing. But being confident doesn't mean being cocky. Being confident could just be bigging yourself up, not putting yourself down, being like, you know what, I'm a good person at this, or I'm good at this, or I'm pretty, or I'm like, stuff like that. I think people always think people who are confident are really out there and loud. You can be confident, but then you could also be really quiet kind of thing. And I think I fit into that bracket because I'm really introverted. Like, I like to have a lot of my own time, but I think I'm confident in what I know, what I'm talking about, or what I'm interested in kind of thing. I think a lot of people always think people who are confident are very like out there, loud, in your face. And me, just to let you know, you don't have to be like that kind of confident, because I think that's kind of cocky. Maybe that's just me thinking that. But like, it's true, you don't have to be vain or cocky. You can just be quiet and you're still yourself if you're like a really introverted person, but confident in what you do and what you're interested in kind of thing. You don't have to be really loud and out there. The next thing is get into healthy habits that are tailored to you. Let me quickly say this before I start the points for this. A lot of the stuff I'm saying all tie into one another. They're not all like separated, they're all very kind of connecting. So if it seems like I'm repeating one or two points, that's why it may seem like that, because a lot of the things I'm saying tie into one another. So that's why. Get into healthy habits that are tailored to you. So for example, if you know that you're not really a morning person and you want to change that about yourself, like, take action. There's no point of wasting time being like, oh, next week I'll start it, or Monday I'll start, or next month I'll start. Like, why don't you start now? May as well be like, okay, I know that I'm not a morning person. I know that I like sleep, love sleep. That's me. If you know this, okay, be like, okay, I noticed that I've been going to bed at like 3 in the morning, for example. Go to bed earlier. Make sure you have things prepared to go to bed earlier, and have your alarm set, and have some kind of initiative and reason to get up early. Because when you have that initiative set, when you have that time set, like say, no, I have to go bed by this time. If I don't, it's gonna ruin my whole day. Like, just have that set, because you're getting into the habit of changing something that you don't like. Even if people take one step into changing some habits that they don't like about themselves, you're like, when you look back on it, and it's maybe like a month down the line, and you're consistent with those habits or those goals, or that routine that you have set for yourself to change certain things that you didn't like, you're gonna look back and be like, wow, how was I ever doing that before? So have things set. I don't really have too much to say on this particular point, because it's tailored to your own goals or things that you want to implement and change, or kind of whatever into your life. So I don't really have too much advice to say on this. Just have things prepared and, like, you know, take action. There's no time like the present. The next thing is to be more open-minded and have a year of yes. And this is something I'm actually doing as well. Like, I'm being more like mutable, as my mom would say. She knows why. I'm not going to explain why she says mutable, but she gets it. Be open-minded, have a year of yes, try new things that you've never tried before. Like, for me, even within the past couple of weeks, I've done things that I've never done before. It may not be like really like to everybody else, but for me it's like, wow, I've been wanting to do that for like a long time. Like, for example, I had never bought a scratch card before, and I know it sounds like, what, a scratch card? Like, you could buy it at 16. I know, trust me, I know. I just never had done it. I don't know why. I had always meant to go and do it, even if it was just one card. I had always meant to go and buy just one and be like, you know what, let's see, why not? I just never had done it. I don't know why, but now I can say that I have done it. Small things, like, you know, maybe going to like a dance class that you've always wanted to go to it, or maybe trying out a new sport that you've always wanted to try. Go for it. Like, sometimes I think people's fear holds them back. And my mom said this to me, and really bringing in all her quotes. She kind of showed this kind of acronym to me. fear false evidence appearing real. And like, the more you think about it, you're like, whoa, that's kind of right, you know, like, because when it comes to fear, a lot of it is psychological. It's in our mind. It's a lot of our like own thoughts playing out, and they haven't even happened yet, but like we're telling ourselves, oh, this is gonna happen if you do this, or this is gonna happen if you say this, like, when it's actually like, how do you know that's 100% true if you haven't done it before? Don't let fear, aka false evidence appearing, I'm doing this because I know we're going to put like a little thing in, but yeah, don't let fear, aka false evidence appearing real, kind of limit you or stop you from doing what you want to do. So be more open-minded, have a year of yes, get out of your comfort zone, try something new, like, and don't kind of hold yourself back from doing certain things, again, because of fear, or because maybe you don't have friends to go and do it with. Literally go and do it. The next point is number 8, and that is to have constant positivity surrounding you and to keep a positive mindset. Now this ties into the opposite of the negativity that I was talking about, because once you have released negativity, you will see positivity being brought into your life. And I think a lot of people, I'm trying to think, if you believe in the law of attraction, you know this wholeheartedly. Think about it. Once you have eliminated negativity, whether it be, like I said before, negative people, places, things, situations, whatever, cut it out, boom. If that is gone from your life, you're gonna be like, okay, like, what is my life now? Everything that you would attract would be positive. Not everything, but like everything that, you know, your heart will be telling you, your intuition, like I said before, it all links. It just, yep. Like I said before, the people and things that you surround yourself by, whether they be negative or positive, reflect on how you are. So if you surround yourself by positive things, positive people, positive energy, positive vibrations, anything like that, you're going to be bringing out the best version of yourself. So that is my advice in terms of positivity, and also in terms of having a positive mindset. It's literally good for your overall mental health. It is, because if you're someone who has been battling with mental health, and I don't want to get this video to be like too deep or really like, you know, like, because it's not one of those videos, but if you're someone who has been, you know, dealing with that, and you're kind of getting into like a more positive mindset and mind frame, all that kind of stuff, you're literally gonna feel better, not just in here, not just because I'm looking at the lens thing, not just better in like your heart, but also in your head. And I think that's one of the most important things, to feel good and like positive up here, because I feel like once you're positive up here, you can exude positivity within whatever you do in terms of in the physical world kind of thing. So yeah, the next thing is practicing self-love, and I think one of the pointers I haven't mentioned yet in this little section, but whatever, it relates to my last point that I just mentioned, but let me just, you know, yeah. So for practicing self-love, again, I know everyone says this when they're like, oh, like, you know, be a better you, but it actually is true to practice self-love. And I think everyone has their own definition of what self-love is for them. So all because somebody else may be having a spa day and like doing stuff like that, it doesn't mean that that's your version of self-love, because self-love can be anything that makes you feel happy and confident and makes you, you know, look at yourself at the end of this thing and be like, you know what, I love me. Like, for example, some things that you can do to practice self-love is just telling yourself, I love you. Like, literally walk into the mirror after this video, of course, and like, you know, just like look at yourself and just stand there and look at yourself and be like, I love you. Like, because when you genuinely say to yourself, I love you, you're like, it kind of hits home and you're just like, wow, thanks. Like, because sometimes I think people always tell others, oh, I love you, but sometimes it's good to tell yourself, I love you, because I think you kind of forget to love yourself before you go and, you know, spreading out love to everybody else. One of the other things is to just treat yourself, and treating yourself doesn't mean spending treat yourself doesn't mean like spending like so much money on yourself. Treating yourself can like literally be like, you know what, I came in from class today. Please stop doing that. Say for example, if you're like a uni student and you've come in and had like a late class and you're so tired, just have a nap. I know a lot of people are like, oh no, I've got to go to another class. I'm not promoting skipping class, but I'm saying like, in terms of if you're just tired, rest. Your body is telling you to rest for a reason. Just treating yourself doesn't necessarily mean spending a ton of money. Treating yourself means just spending quality time with yourself and enjoying it. So yeah. Dr. Phil, watch out. One of the next ideas is daily affirmations, and this is something I do on a regular basis. Like, whether it be you journal and you just write some things like, you know what, I am worthy, I'm deserving of greatness, I'm happy, or I'm confident, or I love myself, like stuff like that, like daily affirmations. And even if you don't want to make up your own, you can literally Google self-love affirmations or self-love daily affirmations like on YouTube. You can Google, wow, you can search it on YouTube, and like there's like a ton of them. So daily affirmations is definitely a good thing. When you constantly hear something, or even if you just constantly tell yourself something, it starts to become your reality. You start to be like, you know what, yeah, you start to believe it. So daily affirmations. Another thing is set boundaries. And if you're somebody who's really sociable and really like a people person, and like really like, yeah, and like you're really busy as well, you have a bunch of things on your schedule, and you're really always go, you need to take time out for yourself. Sometimes, yeah, you can have a lot of time with your friends or whatever, but sometimes you need to have time for yourself, even if it's just 1 hour every evening, just to connect to yourself and come back and journal, or just sit down or meditate, or whatever you want to do that makes you feel like, okay, yeah, I've had my time, I've connected to me, but like even that's good. So set boundaries, especially so you can make time for yourself, because I think time for yourself is very, very important. Another thing is positive talk, and this kind of comes into my last point that I made about keeping a positive mindset and being surrounded by positivity, like I said before. But this is because I noticed that a lot of people, like even for me, like up until maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I was the person who used like self-deprecating like humor as a thing, like, because I think at first I was like, oh, I'm just saying it to myself, it doesn't matter. But you know, when you get in like a routine of saying it, you start to be like, that ends up becoming your reality, because again, what you focus on, you're creating it into your reality, you're manifesting it. So like all the time, I think I would say just jokingly, like I would say it sarcastically, and I think it got to a point where my mom was like, Tara, stop saying it, stop, be quiet, because I think it got to a point where she was like, I don't want to hear that, I don't want to hear you talking about yourself like that. And even though I didn't mean it like that, some part of me would say it, be like, oh, is that true, like kind of thing. Like I would always be like, oh man, I'm looking hella crusty today, like ew, you know, some hard desert vibes. But like I'd be like, oh, I'm looking like, you know, Fiona from Shrek today, like ooh. Sometimes a lot of people, especially in this generation, a lot of people use self-deprecating and as like a mechanism, like a thing, like they're just joking around, they're not taking themselves seriously. And I think there's like a difference between not taking yourself seriously and not being too hard on yourself, and using self-deprecating humor as like a shield. I think that's what a lot of people do, like, you know, unknowingly. And I think that's what you need to not do. When you're referring to yourself, you need to, like, because I think you need to be like, you know what, no, I'm not looking like Shrek. You know what? My skin may be dry, but I'm not a Sahara Desert kind of ashy, like I have lotion, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you need to keep referring to yourself with, you know, positive language, because when you keep saying these self-deprecating humors, like, and even if you just mean it as like a joke, if eventually the joke becomes real, because you constantly say it, and then other people think that they can start saying it about you as well, and then it comes a thing where it's like, that's what you start to believe you are. Even if you don't realize that you believe that you are, you start to believe that you are whatever you're saying. My final point is to be yourself, and again, I know it's a cliche, but oh, that kind of hurt. Oh yeah, I know it's a cliche, but it's actually true. You need to be yourself, because if you're walking around in this world trying to be somebody else, you're wasting your life. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You are. Like, why would you not want to be yourself? Do you know what I mean? Because if you're not being yourself, who else are you gonna be? like, who else? Like, so I think that concludes my video. If you guys enjoyed this video and like videos like this, be sure to subscribe. The subscribe button will be somewhere on the screen and down below, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you guys are notified when I upload new videos. Cool. Have we done it yet? Have you subscribed? If you haven't, subscribe real quick. I'll look at this. Have you done it yet? Have you subscribed? Be sure to follow my social media as well, so you guys are notified when I do like behind the scenes stuff. If you guys want to have a look more into like, you know, what I do when I'm not filming, and just because I'm more active on my social media when I'm not filming, all this in general. So yeah, be sure to follow my social media, more my Instagram, because that's where I'm more, you know, I'm active. So yeah, and again, like I said, I hope you guys like videos like this. If you guys want to see more videos like this, be sure to comment some in the comments, and some ideas as well, because, you know, I always use ideas. That I'm not even joking, I actually could use some ideas. And lastly, happy 2020. I know we're literally in February, like, do you know what I mean? But happy 2020, and I'll see you guys when I next upload. Okay.